Ooh, sorry. Welcome back. Today marks our 1 month anniversary of living off grid. So we wanted to go back through our list of reasons that we made before we left to give us focus and kind of do our expectations versus reality, I think. So, number 1.
Get away from city living. Well, that has definitely happened, without a doubt. In fact, we went to Utah and Idaho the first month that we were here, and that's been... I'm glad we don't live in those places anymore. That was crazy and just... I can't... I don't know how we stayed there as long as we did. Basically, is what it comes down to.
Yeah. Utah was cool because we got to see the kids, but...
Yeah, all the traffic, all the people, just,
Yeah.
Places, seeing the materialistic part of it, like, it's just...
Just the noise. Like, it's so quiet here that...
Yeah.
If there's a four-wheeler a mile away, we can hear it. And we're like, whoa, what's that? Because it's kind of rare, but out there, there's just noise everywhere all the time. What the hell's in my pocket?
Jingo, you're fine. The second one... Oh, maybe it was Kanik. You're fine, too. Our second reason for choosing to homestead is the appeal and opportunity of rural living.
That's happened.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely happened, but what do we think about it so far?
Well, it's good.
Yeah.
Different. You don't hear people yelling trying to back up because they don't know how to back up.
Yeah, our neighbors across the street used to always try to back a trailer into their driveway, and she would sit there and try to guide them in and yell and scream, and it was, an
20
hour.
minutes later in 5 attempts.
Every time. It was ridiculous, but yeah, most days our biggest thing is we kind of walk around and scope out wildlife and just enjoy the views, and that's nice.
Tell him, pay attention to me.
We'll be getting our own animals and stuff here soon, or as soon as we can. But yeah, I think the rural living it's different. There's an adjustment. To go anywhere, we've got to drive
You can't eat that,
on 5 different dirt roads, some of which are in not very good shape at all. But
3 of which we're the only ones that drive on them.
yeah,
unless someone comes to visit us.
Which has happened exactly 0 times.
2 times.
2 times.
2 times a neighbor from somewhere over there, over a hill that we can't even see, has driven up here on his 4-wheeler.
Yes.
Just to say hi and kind of chat. So
I think it was more like scope out who the new people were.
yeah, probably. That's okay.
They've lasted longer than 2 weeks, so I guess they're staying.
Yeah, and he told me about a couple that bought land out here. By the way, if you're going to buy land, check it out first. Because these people were told...
Do your research. Make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into. Don't just go off of the pictures that, it's meadow-like grasses. Because we were told that when we purchased the land, and I knew that was not the case.
Because, a satellite view will tell you differently anyway, but we came out here. So yeah, this couple packed up their young kid, toddler, and moved out here, and they were told there was county-maintained roads, and there's not. And
there's exactly 2 county-maintained roads, and we are at least 2 miles or more away from each of them.
Yeah, so. And maintained.
Yeah, maintained.
So yeah, number 3.
Ability to be more self-sufficient. So we haven't really come across that yet, because it's the first month. We do have the eggs from the chickens. We've been able to get a few animals, a jackrabbit and a snake, so we didn't spend money on those meals. But we'll be working on getting rabbits later this year. Hopefully some goats before the fall. If not, that'll be spring.
Yeah.
And
next year will probably be gardening and
yeah.
things. That's just too late for all that now. But
In fact, we tried tomatoes.
We're also self-sufficient in other ways, though. We generate our own power.
Yes.
We have to source our own water, which we were able to find a good source for. But we didn't know what that was going to be when we got out here. And that's pretty nice. We don't have those bills.
Right. Our trash bill is $5 a month.
Yeah, to go make a dump run.
Yeah, to take the trash in. Our water bill, I mean, it's 10 cents per gallon, so it can be anywhere from, super cheap to super expensive. It just depends on how much water we end up wanting to use.
Which we're looking at it right now, we're probably averaging,
I'd say about 60 gallons a week.
Yeah. So about $6 a week. And then you add the $5 a month for the trash dump, and that's a whole lot cheaper than what we paid in the city.
Yeah, that was $85, and then it went up to $95 because they had an increase. Not us. We didn't have an increase in usage.
Yeah.
They had an increase in cost. So.
Right. Number 4.
Own time schedule.
Yes.
Heck yes.
Yes, but only kind of. Our first 3 weeks since we didn't have power, we were really living off of the sun's schedule.
Yeah.
It became really obvious why people in the old days did that. I think.
We had a couple of solar-powered light lanterns. We would use those for about 15-20 minutes after it got dark, and then it was bedtime.
Yep.
Now it gets dark and we still stay up until 10:30 instead of 9.
Yeah.
Because we have lights again.
So, I mean, we've had days that we've gotten up at 5:30 and...
We've had days we've gotten up at 4.
Yeah.
Thanks to this one right here.
Yes, this is true. See, she looks calm now.
Because
she's so peaceful when she's sleeping.
Yep.
Because she's awake, she wants to bite your head.
So the time schedule is nice. I think the only, if we go down to get water, the place we go, Sundays and Mondays, we have to go after 4.
Yep. Really, we're just, our schedule now is just maintained by business hours.
Of what?
If we need to do anything in town. Other than that, we get up when we want to. We go to bed when we want to. We work on the projects when we feel like it.
Yeah.
Unless there is like a deadline or, we have to do something
weather
quick.
Dependent can be part of that, though.
Yeah.
So if it's,
If you just put your tarp up and all of a sudden 25-mile-per-hour winds come up, you might want to take that tarp back down like immediately.
Yeah. But that took like 3 minutes, so it's still different.
Number 5, living more in touch with nature. What do you think about that one, Tia?
Well, I want antelope here, and I want to see a deer. Right now, I'm kind of tired of seeing rabbits, because it's all we see out here.
Snakes. We saw snakes.
And lizards.
We saw
Bunch of
lizards.
We saw a snake.
Nuh-uh. You and I have seen 3 snakes.
Here?
Yeah.
On the road.
Remember? Up there? While we were driving?
Oh, that's on the road, though.
Oh.
Okay.
Well.
The lizards were...
The horny toads?
Yeah. They go flat, and then once they get defensive, they be like a pufferfish.
So I think...
Living more in touch with nature has happened. Although we heard a noise last night. I don't know what it was, but I was ready to go back home as soon as I heard that noise.
Yeah, it was kind of
It sounds...
sounding.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but it sounds terrifying, whatever it is.
But overall, I think it's good. this time of year, there's not a whole lot of activity up here.
Yeah.
We came up for the very first time in winter, and there's tracks all over the place. I mean, stuff's definitely out, but just not a whole lot. So, different time of year, but overall it's been good, and I think that kind of ties in with the getting away from city living. It's just a more peaceful existence. Like,
Well, you've definitely lived more in touch with nature. You like to go for a walk multiple times a day.
yeah, so in
Where
the city,
you hated it. You despised going for a
in
walk.
the city, she always wanted to be like, "Hey, let's go for a walk," and I'm like, "Why? Why would I go walk down the street? That's dumb." And now it's easily, I think on a bad weather day, we'll still walk a couple of miles.
Yeah.
And when the weather's good, it's just kind of like get up in the morning and take a walk, and later
Take a walk.
and then in the evening, and hey, it's almost sunset, let's go walk up that hill, and we may get 5-6 miles.
In the day.
Yeah,
Walking.
and then sit out at night and watch the stars and all that good stuff.
Yep. Number 6, lower stress of everyday life. That is a lie.
Well, I mean, there is lower stress.
There is not lower stress.
There is lower.
No,
There's
it's different stress.
But there
The
is-
stress level has not lowered at all.
I
When you try 3 different times to put shade up, and every one of those techniques has not happened,
Well, this one has.
that is not lower stress.
This
Yeah.
one has.
This one's worked so far, but we haven't had crazy high winds.
That's fair.
There you go.
So we gotta wait for a crazy high wind day because that just hasn't happened yet.
So I think I feel way less stressed, but there is still there, and it's different though. You wake up in the morning and go to flip on a light, and the power's not working. It's like, oh crap, what just happened with our solar system, which happened the other day.
Yeah.
And I had to jump up out of bed and go check it out, and I was able to get it fixed in a couple minutes.
Come to find out, a wire just came loose from the connection.
Yeah. So there is still stress, but it's different. I feel it is kind of less because it's not, I've got to go sit in traffic, commute to work, and deal with not only stress, but drama. There's always everybody's drama in the workplace. We definitely don't deal with that at all.
Oh, no. Thank God.
And all of that, and then payday comes and you get your check and it's all gone, paying all these bills and stuff that we just don't have anymore. So the stress is definitely lower, I feel.
Yeah.
Very calm and relaxed, but there is still stress. You're not going to eliminate it. It's just different. It is a little bit stressful when you're sitting on the side of a hill and you hear some deep grunting, growly noise right behind you.
And you turn around and there's
and you
nothing
can't see
there.
anything. That's a little stressful, but our first couple weeks we were up here with like $100, $150 to our name. That was a little stressful. Not having space in here until we got that shed up was really stressful. It was just, we couldn't do anything. And the weather sucked.
Couldn't move around. It was all just...
Yeah, and the weather sucked and it was cold and rainy, so we were stuck inside to make it worse.
Yeah.
But now that's gone and it's fine. Like, not a big deal.
Yes. 7 is creativity.
Definitely that.
Yeah.
That.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when you look at some of the update videos,
We've had to get creative with solar, with water, with shade, with space.
yeah,
I mean, literally everything we've done out here, we've had to get creative with. Our daughter's basketball court, we used OSB boards so that she would have something solid to bounce her ball on with the cheap option, because we are not going to put a cement pad out right now until, we have some other things done and in place.
yeah, other priorities. But I've enjoyed that. I think that was one thing we talked about in initial video of this was not having all those kind of like
Even
everything.
parking
Yeah.
has been creativity.
Well, even just setting up, like when we pulled in.
Trying to find some color out here other than green.
Yeah.
And brown.
And decorating, but it's nice. It kind of exercises the mind, I think, a little more.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not an artistic person, so I don't have that creative outlet, but being able to find ways to make things work, especially on the cheap. So when we're out walking through the desert, we're like, hey, there's some tires over there. Let's remember where those are. We'll come get them later and use them for like fencing or whatever, flower pots or anything. So that's pretty cool.
New adventures. Every day is a new adventure. No 2 days have been the same. Even when it rained.
Yeah. And I mean, it's little things. The roads look different every day after it rains, where the ruts are and the holes and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Our landscape changes. We were walking just a few days ago, and it's really green in the spot, but it's these little pokey things.
Yep.
But they were green and soft, and we went through there yesterday, and it's all brown, and those things are hard. And it's like, I mean, it changes like that out here.
Our dogs couldn't follow us through that little patch anymore because that was poking them too much. More healthy lifestyle.
Yes.
Yep. I think that just comes with the opportunity of rural living, though.
Yeah.
We don't just jump in the truck to drive down to the gas station anymore because the gas station is cleared in town.
In town. Town, by the way, is the gas station. Like, that's all there is there.
There's a gas station and some houses.
Yeah.
Don't forget about the houses. Oh, and the lumber yard.
Yeah, the lumber yard's like a dude with one of those chainsaw mills.
He sits out in front of his shed all day with a beer and a buddy.
Yeah.
Waiting for people to come pick up some wood.
Yeah, and if you want some wood, you just go over there and he'll hook you up. And
he has his own little sawmill. It's the life.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got.
Being closer to the kids, it was easy to do a turnaround day trip to go see them. It was okay to stay until 10 o'clock at night to go visit them, versus living in Idaho, it was a 7.5+ hour drive just to go visit them. So turnaround trips were not
a thing.
I mean, we did them, but it was literally like, okay, bye, see you later.
Yeah, we'd pull in, have lunch, and leave, and it was like a 30-hour trip.
Yeah, and it was also $1,000 plus.
Yeah.
Unplugging from technology. That really hasn't been a thing for you.
No, like it's kind of different.
Or her.
Yeah. We still use our phones. I still use YouTube and social media and all that stuff.
I do not.
Yeah, she doesn't. And we still do online school, so I mean, there's a need for technology, but
yeah, I play games on my phone and do school.
But
that's it.
That part of it, but like cable TV is not even an option out here, and we haven't had cable for years, but it's not an option out here. We don't watch.
We don't even have a TV.
Yeah, at all.
We have Hulu and we have Prime Video because we have Prime.
Yeah. And we
have those things on our phones and a computer.
And a computer to watch like DVDs. So we've watched a couple of movies on the computer.
We've watched.
And I think we watched something.
Well, and I
on
think
Hulu.
even 3 of them have been like in the last week and a half.
Right. So even before we had a TV with like an Apple TV hooked up to it, and we could just stream and watch.
We would watch Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, movies.
So that part
really
of it,
everything, and it would be, the majority of the day that we would watch TV.
Yeah. Now, so we're not doing that part of it. We're spending a lot more time outside, or what?
Your eye.
It looks worse.
Does it?
Yes.
I think it looks about the same. He got punched by our dog this morning.
Yeah.
It was not by me.
That puppy likes to walk across my face first thing in the morning, and it totally wrecked my eye. I don't know if you can see it, but it's all red. But we do more things. We got like ladder ball and cornhole to play.
And washer
And
toss.
washer toss.
Washer
And we
toss.
go out shooting a lot and hiking.
archery.
Yeah, we got golf
Archery.
balls. We haven't hit that yet.
Oh, that's going to be today.
We haven't done golf balls.
Yeah, we should. Too.
So,
There's a light
we are
place.
dependent less on technology. Plus, the other part of technology is having like that power at your fingertips and, you know, kind of all the other stuff that we also don't have.
We try to make sure when we use a lot of power, it's during the day when the batteries can get charged up quicker.
Yeah.
Instead of,
At
at night when there's no sun and we don't want to drain all of our battery power because we all take showers at 9 o'clock at night. We usually take them first thing in the morning now.
First thing in the morning or like before dinner or after.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When it's still pretty light.
12. More freedom.
A lot more.
Yes.
Yeah.
So every day, at some point, at least once, but usually multiple times, not only do we take walks across land, we walk on the road. They're not county maintained roads, but they are county roads. These are actual public roads.
Mm-hmm.
And I have my pistol and a rifle or shotgun. And she has a rifle or a shotgun. And we can just mosey on down the road. And if we happen to find something, shoot at it. I guess freedom probably encapsulates a lot of what these things really are.
Yeah.
So I don't have a neighbor that's going to complain that I built a solar system and used recycled 2x6s to make a rack.
We don't have people complaining because our grass is too tall or because our car is parked out on the street for the first time in 2.5 years.
Because they wanted to park their car in front of our house on the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, so yeah, I mean, we kind of have, I think what we said before is the ability to live life on our terms. And we're definitely doing that, dependent on weather and things. And, you know, living with less money will come next, I think, on the minimalist lifestyle.
Yeah. So minimalist lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking minimal out here.
It is. It is, but is it? So it's scary. I grew up, I mean, first of all, I grew up in California, not even Idaho, but then lived in Idaho. I've always lived in a city, even though I lived in...
You remember that one time that we tried to go camping in the city and you hated it?
Yeah.
Because that's what you grew up with, so you thought that you would love it. And I was like, why would you want to go camping in the city?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to a real campground where there was other people camping, and I thought it was going to be cool because that's what I did when I was a kid. But I'd gotten used to camping with her, like,
2
out away
hours
from
plus
everywhere,
off of a main road.
And I learned my lesson that I would never do that again.
Yep.
And definitely agree with that. Campgrounds suck. But, and people suck sometimes. But yeah, so we eat just fine. We have everything we need. That was probably a scary thing, though, is coming out here with a lot of not knowing.
We lived out of a cooler for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then we got the fridge and didn't put everything from the cooler into the fridge immediately.
For like 3 days, we were like, just kept forgetting we even had it because we got used to it. So I think that's probably been the biggest lesson, really, is priorities in life. We've had to assess a lot of wants versus needs.
I don't need a big French door fridge anymore.
Right.
I can have a little mini fridge that's $100 versus $1,200.
Yeah, and it's just fine. I mean, it does what we need.
I mean, it did freeze our milk, but...
Well, yeah.
We just got to work on the temperature gauge a little bit.
Yeah. We also don't need that huge house. We've got plenty of warmth and comfort here. We needed a shed. That was a definite need.
Yeah.
And now our priorities are shifting to where, we want another shed to use as a butchering shed. So we can skin and butcher animals.
Well, not being in the rain.
Yeah. Well, plus if you're drying
without
and tanning
without calling predators in to.
Yeah. Which could be a bot shed or something simple with 2x4s and recycled pallet wood or whatever we happen to find. Like, that's cool. So priorities shift, and you really start looking at needs, and you realize all those things that you needed. I needed the newest iPhone out, or the newest Samsung, or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't need that. I'm more than fine with what I've had for the last.
The best laptop.
Been over 2 years I've had.
My laptop was $150 at Best Buy.
And it works. It does what we need.
Yep. It works better than your $500 laptop.
Yeah, it's true. It does.
Then again, we don't need it for like big fancy business stuff. We just do it for school and watch movies. So.
Yeah.
School, movies.
But that's all we would do with an expensive computer as well. So.
Yep.
New income strategies.
We haven't started that yet because it's only the first month.
Yep. So that's going to be coming down the road somewhere in the future. Again, we'll get animals. I intend to get a tractor for use here, and then maybe pick up some side work with that. Things like that is kind of more what we're looking at. The point of that is to not do the 9-to-5 grind or the graveyard shift grind ever again. And again, just kind of do things more on our terms and live, get what we can and live within those means instead of having our needs or our expenses and then trying to get enough to cover that. So,
yeah.
Community.
There definitely is a different sense of community here.
Much nicer.
It's like it used to be back in Caldwell about 15 years ago. Before all of the subdivisions came up. And
before the dark times. Before the Empire took over.
When Caldwell was still a fairly small town. I mean, there's, people know each other. People actually talk to each other and give a shit about what you're saying instead of how's your day? Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
It's an actual conversation, not just bullshit small talk that no one really cares about what your answer is and you don't really care what answer you give.
And like people out here have, like tractors or 4-wheelers with scraper blades on the front or whatever because everyone tries to maintain sections of road, at least somewhat. Mm-hmm. There are some areas that are not maintained. Those are the bad ones. You can tell that nobody lives there and not very many people drive on them.
Our street corner of the other side of the property, there is no street there anymore. It's completely overgrown. You can't even tell that it's there unless you're like clear up at the other end of the hill.
Yeah,
and looking down and you can see where there should be a road, but there is not
because the vegetation sits a little bit shorter than everything else around it. That's how you know. But that's because no one drives on it. Yeah, and you go down to that gas station and there's like old dudes sitting there and you find out that one of them for gas money will come out and clear snow off your road or whatever. I mean,
yep.
It's definitely cool.
You give donations to help with road work and road care and stuff down at the gas station.
And the trade-off is our property tax here for 3 lots altogether is $75 a year. So there's less stress because we're not coming up with thousands of dollars in property taxes.
Right.
But you don't have services that everyone has. But you can take care of it yourself. I can go down to the section of road right in front of us if it gets bad with a shovel and smooth it out some, which is going to suck. But eventually I'm going to get a tractor and just be able to take care of that in a few minutes. I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
Bonus. Family's future.
Well, in the last month, Tia.
Mm-hmm.
In the last month, have we died and been able to leave this land to our kids?
No.
Okay.
Well, not only that, though, like, you've learned a lot in the last month.
Yeah.
When the other kids come out, they're gonna see it completely. There's something out there. There's antelope!
Oh my
Oh!
god! There's 3 of them
Oh, shit! This is the first time, guys, that we've seen antelope.
on our property.
On our property.
Closer,
We've seen them before.
closer than we ever have had.
You're gonna scare them away.
Okay.
Dad, hurry.
Okay, stop. Okay, hold on. We're going to walk out here and see our antelope first. I don't know. Oh, they're running off.
You scared them.
I did.
Ruined
So that just happened to be right at the end of our video. That was awesome. Ooh, that's a long one. At 30 minutes. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing our antelope adventure with us. We knew they were here. We've been seeing their scat and footprints all over.
Good scat footprints. We've seen them like on our way to Utah.
Oh, yeah.
On our way out of Utah.
So, anyway, everyone be good to each other. Like, subscribe, share with a friend. Leave comments. We'd love to hear from you. We'll see you next time.